The winter months in our area oftentimes come with many days of no sunshine and sometimes pretty dreary conditions, and all of that can really affect your mood. This afternoon, we have Michelle, a licensed clinical counselor with ProMedica, to talk a little bit more about maintaining your mental health during the winter months and navigating the holiday, this stressful season for any of us, really. So welcome, Michelle. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate having you here. So let's first talk about this time of year. It gets dark sooner.
Yes.
It gets colder. We're in December. That leads to us staying inside more. So what are some things that can help us beat these winter blues?
So I always say identify what your mood symptoms are as you get into the winter months. So knowing when it gets worse, what are those warning signs? You know, if like we're losing the light, we want to sleep more, we would just want to stay in bed, we want to watch Netflix all day. So some things that I would encourage is always step up these self-care strategies. So healthy behaviors, you want to focus on, eating well, you want to focus on moving, exercising, join a new fitness group. You want to join a group with friends, you want to socialize, because I think when we get off work, it's dark, we just, again, want to put on PJs and we want to just go to bed.
Can it be hard to tell the difference between you just wanting to maybe like bum it for a day or two and actually feeling like, you have the winter blues and maybe this needs to be checked out?
Yeah, you need to know when it becomes a persistent pattern of behavior. So when your symptoms start impacting your job, you're calling off work more, you are more irritated at work, you're not socializing as much, you're isolating more. You need to know when it starts impacting your functioning. So that's when you're like, okay, I need to either reach out to a professional, I need to start therapy, I need to start medication, or I need to step up my self-care.
And if we get to that point, what do you say to someone who maybe sees it as a stigma, where they feel like they might not need help or not to the point of where they need help? How do you convince someone or tell them that they need help?
You express concern, start kind of listing what your concerns are. I see that, you're kind of more on edge lately. I care about you. I want to see you be the best version of yourself. What can I do to support you? You don't want to wait until it becomes too late because you're less likely to get help then. You
mentioned the lower energy, feeling less like ourselves. Would you say that is the best time to go see a professional?
Yes. You don't want to wait until it's too late where, when your depression is so bad, the anxiety is so bad, you're less likely to do something about it. So you want to do it when you first start having those warning signs. I always kind of talk about that with clients, during the winter months. Okay, what do you need to do to increase your self-care? What do you need to do to support your emotional health?
Not only do we have the cold and it getting darker, we also have the holidays. Can be stressful for people. How does that play a role in the way we're feeling in our mental health?
Oh my gosh, so much. So the biggest thing that I hear during the holidays is the financial burden and then splitting time with families because, we're kind of pulled around when we're spread too thin with holiday parties, family get-togethers, family dynamics play into that, finances play into that, just time, energy, and your mental health is impacted by that. So some things I encourage, with the financial piece of it, kind of set a boundary there, as far as, you want to set an amount, do a secret Santa, buy a present just for the kids, or go gift list. I say every year to family and clients that you remember the memories that you spend with your family and friends. You're not going to necessarily remember the presents you got 10 years ago, right?
Yeah. So it's okay to say no during this time.
I'm huge with boundaries. You want to get comfortable with having those uncomfortable conversations because that's going to make yourself feel better and it's going to be doing you good in the long run.
And then talk a little bit about balancing all of it, the finances, the holidays, dealing with family, the darkness, cold, snow.
Yes.
How do you, it can be overwhelming. How do we balance that?
Again, the coping strategies, and then you want to know when it starts to worsen. So having more of the balance with it, setting the boundaries, talking with family members that might be a little bit more emotionally draining of like, okay, I need some distance from this person or this family get together. I'm going to spend 2 hours here where, okay, that's going to be my emotional cap. Setting those boundaries is crucial to feel good about yourself.
All right, that's what I like to hear. Thanks so much, Michelle.
Yes, thank you.
Well,